In this channel, we hold sacred space for divine divergence, and we channel guidance from the Maiden, Mother, and Crone spiritual archetypes. We're going to go ahead and start today with an oracle card on the topic of mental fog to soul focus. Oh, we got a couple of them, okay? Tarot for overwhelm and ADHD clarity. I like to dedicate decks to each spiritual archetype that I work with. This is for the Maiden. Maiden, can you please give us advice today on mental fog to soul focus? How can our dear viewers move from this overwhelm to ADHD clarity, please? Okay. This deck is dedicated to the Mother archetype. Because it has art on the back, I'm going to shuffle it off camera. Mother, can you please give us advice today on how our viewers can go from mental fog to soul focus? How to get out of this overwhelmed state and get into ADHD clarity, please. Advice, please, Mother. We have the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And the last deck is dedicated to the Crone. Crone, can you please give us guidance today on how our viewers can go from mental fog to soul focus? I forgot to light my candle, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. So maybe you're forgetting to do a lot of things in this state of overwhelm. First oracle card we got was despair. I need your divine intercession right now, O great spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. Whew, guys, that is powerful for overwhelm. Whew. And Lily of the Valley here, this is actually my favorite flower, so that's a really beautiful card. Abundance. This also has Lily of the Valley. Look at that. Divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully, deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Okay. When I started the reading, I felt pretty high energy, and it's quickly shifting. So maybe this is taking you by surprise. The weight of your overwhelm right now, the weight of your mental fog. With the Six of Pentacles from the Maiden. This card is about generosity. It can be generosity of money, which is what we're seeing depicted in the card, as this wealthy person is giving out coins. But it can also be generosity of time, generosity of energy, generosity of vitality. There's all kinds of ways that we can have generosity. And it's also about reciprocity, right? So these two cards here, despair and abundance, are polar opposites. We have duality, the same in this card. We have the wealthy, we have the beggars. The next card that the Maiden gave us is the Five of Pentacles. This is all about lack. And in our case, lacking mental clarity, lacking guidance, lacking direction. She then follows up with the Four of Cups. A lot of times with this card, you can think about apathy. This person is focused on these 3 cards here instead of the one that Spirit is offering them. But it also means there's a gift. Spirit is offering them something here. It's a gift. We just have to look at it. We just have to change our perspective and see it. And then she ends with this 4 of Wands, which is so beautiful. This is all about celebration, homecoming, returning to yourself, getting out, taking the direction you need to get out of this mental fog, to get out of this despair. And we're seeing here that we need intercession, that our soul is crying out. I actually did this a couple of weeks ago. It had been a day, and my kids didn't want to go to sleep. I have one that is very, very strong-willed, very strong-willed. And I was tired of not showing up as the parent that I wanted to be. And I didn't know what else to do anymore. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know how to get her to listen. I didn't know how to get her to go to bed. I was exhausted. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted her to listen and go to sleep so I could rest because I was so tired. And my emotions were all over the place. I was so angry because I was so tired. And I went outside. I just walked away from the situation. I went outside and I just bawled and I bawled and I bawled. And I cried out to God. I said, please send help. Please send help. I don't know what to do anymore. And I cried. And really the best thing out of that situation was, I didn't have somebody magically appear out of the sky. My life didn't magically change, but I surrendered to the emotions that I was feeling in that moment. I didn't suppress them. I gave them space. I felt them. And I said, it's okay to not have everything together right now. It's okay that my kids are making me feel unsafe because they need all my attention and I'm all touched out. I'm all decisioned out today. So I took myself to a safe space, which was outside on my front porch under the beautiful stars. And I allowed myself to cry. Right here. Please show me how to feel fully, deserving to receive. If you're not allowing yourself to fully feel the weight of what you're going through, how can you be open to receive the full weight of the healing? If you don't know the depths of where you are, how is it that you will be able to acknowledge everything in your life has come full circle to this 4 of Wands moment, to this healing moment? The Mother has given us the Emperor. This is all about structure, authority. And in this case, I'm feeling like sovereignty, your own self-sovereignty, your authority over yourself. She also gave us the 9 of Cups. This is the contentment card, the wish fulfilled card, the happiness, the where I want to be, true fulfillment. Now that is so opposite, right? This lack, this feeling out in the cold, this fulfillment, this peace, this abundance we see twice. Oh, wow. And then you also got the King of Pentacles. So right away I noticed we had a lot of earth energy at the beginning of the reading with both of these pentacle cards. And this is a cup card, but this tree and sitting on the ground, it reminded me of earth as well. Then we're coming in with the King of Pentacles. That's the end of the suit. It is the fulfillment of groundedness, of taking care of yourself, of nurturing yourself, of grounding in. That's the pinnacle of the pentacles. Oh, forgive me, I cracked myself up. This is the true abundance. Look at the lushness here. You have the Emperor, the 9 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and then the Lovers. Could this be any more beautiful? Love yourself. Choose to create more structure in your life so that you can have the fulfillment, so you can be in this state where you are at peace. And when you're at peace, everything else in your life begins to flow. And it feels effortless. You'll still have problems, but your response to the problem is not the same. When you are mothering yourself, when you are structuring yourself, parenting yourself, and healing all of the emotional and societal expectations that have been placed on you, it changes your perspective. It allows you to see how you've already reached fulfillment in your life and to look back and honor how far you've already made it in your journey. When you choose yourself, that's not a selfish act. It's the utmost act of care for others, because you cannot take care of other people if you're not pouring into yourself, if you're not showing up for yourself, if you're not giving yourself the passion, the creativity that your soul is desiring. The King of Pentacles, the Lovers. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. We have the Knight of Cups here. The Knight of Cups is charming. The Knight of Cups is in tune with his emotions. But most of all, the Knight of Cups represents possibilities. The possibilities of when you follow your heart. The Knight of Wands. When you follow your passion. Look at this here. This is like childlike wonder. When you diligently work on yourself with the Eight of Pentacles, when you refuse, when you choose, right here, choose yourself, choose to honor yourself over and over and over and over again, that has a ripple effect. It bleeds into your life. And then the Crone has given us the Three of Pentacles, which is all about collaboration. I love this combination here. The Cups, your intuition, your emotions. The Wands, your passion, your energy, your zeal. How can you go from this despair, from this darkness, from this overwhelm, from this fog, to find direction, to be able to give to yourself so that you can give to others with the reciprocity of the Six of Pentacles? In what ways can you embody your Emperor energy, that action, the masculine, the divine masculine in your life? And maybe that has to do with right now you can't. You need intercession, right? We're asking for divine intercession. So who do you need to reach out to in your life to get help? Is it a therapist? Is it your physician? Do you need a babysitter so you can have just a few hours to yourself? Do you need a cleaner to help you clean your house? The topic of this reading was mental fog to soul focus. And so if we even just look at that name, if we just examine it, mental fog, brain led, soul focus, heart led. So when you're leading with your brain, you're getting this fog, right? So we need to transition. We need to flip the switch and lead with our soul, lead with our heart. And when we're doing that, lead with our heart, we're going to choose ourselves, because that's an act of love. It's an act of service. It's a radical act of service to the others in your life when you decide, I'm going to stop burning myself out. I'm going to stop letting everything pile up. I am going to ask other people for help. That's a radical act of service. When you align your soul with the things that your intuition is telling you that you need to do, when you honor your emotions and feel them deeply and release them so you can receive this healing to get out of the despair, to get out of the pain, when you do that, when you align with the passions of your soul, with what you were designed for, with what your soul planned for you to do in this life, it lifts. It dissipates. The heaviness dissipates. I literally just felt it. It was gone. To go from overwhelm to clarity, to go from despair to thinking you're not good enough, to thinking that you're never going to get out of this situation, to thinking your house is never going to be clean, you're never going to get your bills under control, you're never going to stop impulse spending, you're never going to stop eating too much food, to cover those emotional wounds. Awareness is the first step. And when you realize the overwhelm is not who you are, it's a part of your journey. It's a significant part of where you're supposed to be in your life. You're never lost. You're never off track. You're never in the wrong space doing the wrong thing. There's always meaning and purpose. You just have to look for it. If you can find what the purpose is, and maybe the purpose in this moment is to show you. That's why we're going through this overwhelm. That's why we're going through this fog. Because we're doing too much, we're burning ourselves out, we're not honoring the way we were meant to live our lives in choreographing our lives in alignment with our energy. When energy strikes, when the hyper focus comes in, that's where we thrive. But grinding day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out for something that doesn't serve your soul's purpose gets real heavy real fast. Spirit's offering this abundance here. It's offering the healing. It's offering a chance for you to come home to yourself, to celebrate who you are and your soul's purpose. I talk about this all the time because it's made such a difference in my life. But if you don't know your human design, please go check it out. Learn more about it and figure out how you can implement these strategies for human design in your life to help you. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to hustle culture, to the societal expectations that we have in our environment, and learning to break those thought patterns, learning to step out. You know, there's this image that you see all over the internet, and I think the title says something like the power of stepping away. And it's like a line of matches all in a line, and one match is pulled back, and the matches are all burnt until there it stops. It stops. It stops. Because one was pulled, because somebody made a decision to pull back, to pull their energy back and say, no, I'm not going to continue to do this. It's not in alignment with me. The Nine of Cups and the Lovers. I mean, how much more beautiful can this get? There's just so many gorgeous combinations here. Your soul remembers. Your soul knows. Look, the Seven of Wands here. Your soul wants you to fight. Your soul wants you to fight, to stand on the high ground, to know that your soul remembers what you are made for, what you are here for. What is your soul alignment? Choose yourself. Choose your soul. Choose your purpose. And everything else will start lining up and flow. Sending love and light to anyone that is open to receive it. I see you, my friend. I see you. And sometimes I still am you. And still learning how to mother myself. Still learning how to make it through the rough days. And it's even harder because ever since I started this channel and I started saying, you have to do this, the universe has been like, oh, really? That's what you got to do? Well, let's see you do it, Kayla. Let's see you live it. And I've had to choose to not record videos because my energy is saying, no, you're exhausted. You're working. You're taking care of kids. Even though my soul, even though I want to do it, my body is like, no. There's all this discussion about how you're a body and you're a spirit. And people are like, we focus too much on our body. You have to focus on your spirit. Yes. But because we live on earth, because we are physical beings, we have limitations, right? We have to fuel our body. We have to let it rest. We have to let it regenerate. And learning to balance the needs of your soul, the desires of your soul, and the impulsivity of ADHD, especially mention human design. I'm a manifester. So when I get the urges, I want to do it, and I want to do it all, and I want to do it now. And right now, that's not how my life is set up. I have specific times where I squeeze my readings in, where I extract every ounce of time that I can to be able to do the things that I'm passionate about. But it's not easy, right? So you make the video, you set up the space. I don't have a recording space where I can just pop in and be like, okay, I'm going to ground, I'm going to clear my energy, and let's do a reading. No, I set up every reading. I set my table up. I figure out where I'm going to get the best lighting, where I'm going to be isolated from the sound of my house. I'm being intentional every single time I show up for you guys. And that means that my energy gets zapped. So I can't do as many readings as my soul wants to do. YouTube's biggest thing, consistency. You got to keep posting consistently, consistently, consistently. That's not how my energy works, guys. I work in batches. I will make 3 weeks of content in one day. And then I'm zapped. So I'm trying to learn how to honor what I'm saying to you guys. It's not easy. And I see myself, I'm like, oh, you can't say that because you're not doing it. Or I challenge myself to call myself out like I am right now and say, I'm being challenged with these exact same truths that you guys are being challenged with, okay? I'm still learning to parent myself. My Pluto placement is in the 2nd house, if that tells you anything, okay? And I feel like I kind of just went off on a little rampage there, so maybe I'll edit all of that out, or maybe I won't. The purpose was to show you that the advice I'm telling you is coming from a place of me actually living it and challenging myself and seeing the results. And when I show up and I talk to you guys from my heart and I give you the advice that has helped me, the way that Spirit has come to me and showed me to manage my overwhelm, it's always more resonant than when I just give blanket advice. If you want that, you can just look in my book, okay? That's what everybody else is saying. This is not. This is challenging us to assume a higher level of consciousness, to be intentional and mindful and slow down. Slow down. I'm all for action, but I'm for inspired action when it aligns with your soul's purpose. And that's what I'm trying to do here with you guys. So, if the reading resonated with you, please like the video. That really helps my channel's growth. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more readings for ADHD women. And comment below. Let me know, how are you handling this overwhelm right now? Do you have any advice for everybody? What is your go-to method to decompress and clear the fog? Mine personally is breathing. Breath work is so phenomenal. And meditation. Those are my two. Or just going out in nature. But I would love to hear what your go-to is for clearing overwhelm. And maybe we can have a virtual date sometime. All of us get together and just hold space like we're doing now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this resonated with your soul and that it healed something deep within. I love each and every one of you, and I'm so proud of how far you've come. But always remember, in this channel, we invite you to come as you are and stay as you become. Bye, loves. See you in the next one.